I did something that most parents think is unforgivable. I cut off my adult child completely. No contact, no calls, no visits, nothing. For the last 15 years, we have not spoken, and I am not sorry, not for a second, because staying in contact with my son was literally killing me. It was aging me faster than anything else in my life. It was destroying my health. It was stealing my peace. And the moment I cut him off, my entire life changed. My health improved. My mind became clear. My body started to heal. And before you judge me, before you say I am a monster, you need to understand something. You do not know what it is like to have a child who uses you, who manipulates you, who takes everything and gives nothing, who makes you feel guilty for not giving more. You do not know what that costs, so I am going to tell you, and I am going to tell you why cutting them off might be the most loving thing you can do, not for them, for yourself. Let me be clear about something. I am not talking about a child who made a mistake. I am not talking about a child who is struggling. I am talking about a child who is deliberately harmful, who uses you, who manipulates you, who takes and never gives. There is a difference between a difficult child and a toxic child. A difficult child is going through something. They might be in a bad place, but they still respect you. They still care about your well-being. A toxic child does not. A toxic child sees you as a resource to extract. My son is 59 years old, and he has been like this his entire adult life. He borrowed money and never paid it back. He stole from us. He lied. He manipulated. He called me at a.m. with emergencies that were not emergencies. He demanded that I be available to him while giving me nothing in return. And every time I tried to set a boundary, he would say I was selfish. He would say I did not love him. He would say I was a bad parent, and I would feel guilty. So I would let him back in, and he would hurt me again. This is the pattern. This is what toxic means. Not perfect child, not struggling child, deliberately harmful, deliberately manipulative, deliberately extracting. When you are in contact with a toxic adult child, you are in a constant state of stress. You are waiting for the next crisis. You are waiting for the next manipulation. You are trying to figure out what you did wrong. You are replaying conversations in your head. You are losing sleep. You are developing health problems. Your cortisol levels are constantly elevated. Your immune system is suppressed. Your inflammation is high. You are aging, visibly, measurably, faster than you would if you were just living your life. By the time I cut off my son, I was a wreck. I was 72 years old and I looked 85. I had developed arthritis, high blood pressure, chronic fatigue, digestive problems. My hair was completely gray. My face was lined. I was in constant pain. And doctors kept telling me to manage my stress. But I could not manage the stress because the stress was my son. The stress was the guilt. The stress was the constant feeling that I was failing as a parent because my adult child was unhappy. I did not realize it at the time, but I was being slowly poisoned by guilt, by obligation, by the belief that I owed him my well-being. Here is the thing about having a toxic adult child. They weaponize guilt. They say things like, I cannot believe you would abandon me. I cannot believe you would choose yourself over your own child. I cannot believe you are so selfish, and you believe them, because you are their parent. You are supposed to love them unconditionally. You are supposed to be there for them no matter what. That is what you have been told your entire life, but that is a lie, and it is a lie that is killing you. You do not owe an adult child your well-being. You do not owe them your peace. You do not owe them access to you if they are going to hurt you. That is not unconditional love. That is codependency, and it is destroying you. I spent 43 years trying to fix my son, trying to help him, trying to be there for him, and he never changed. He just got better at manipulation, better at extracting, better at making me feel guilty. And I finally realized something. This is not my job. I did my job. I raised him. I fed him. I clothed him. I educated him. I gave him everything I could. And he is a grown man. He is responsible for his own life. I am not. I was 72 years old, and I could feel death coming. Not literally, but I could feel that my time was running out, and I realized that I was spending my final years in service to someone who did not respect me, someone who was using me, someone who would never appreciate anything I did. And I made a decision, a hard decision. I called him, and I said, "I love you, and I am cutting you off. I am not going to call you. I am not going to visit you. I am not going to take your calls. I am not going to give you money. I am not going to help you, and I am not going to feel guilty about it." He was shocked. He said all the things. "You are a bad parent. You never loved me. You are selfish. You will regret this when I die." And I said, "Maybe, but at least I will not spend the rest of my life miserable while you are alive." And I hung up, and I did not answer his calls. I did not respond to his messages. I let mutual friends know that I did not want to hear about him, and I cut him off completely. The first thing that happened was guilt, intense guilt. I would wake up at AM thinking maybe I should call him, maybe I should give him another chance. Maybe I was wrong, but every time I felt that guilt, I would remind myself of the reality. I would remind myself of all the ways he had hurt me, and I would sit with the guilt, not act on it, just sit with it, and eventually it would pass. Within weeks, my stress levels dropped, my sleep improved. I stopped waking up in a panic. I stopped replaying conversations in my head. I stopped feeling the weight of responsibility for his life. Within months, my physical health started to improve. My blood pressure normalized. The chronic pain started to diminish. My energy came back. I started to feel alive again. Within a year, I looked like a different person. My skin color improved. The lines in my face seemed less severe. My hair started to get some color back. I was aging in reverse. And most importantly, I had peace. For the first time in 43 years, I had peace. I did not have to worry. I did not have to feel guilty. I did not have to wonder what he was doing or if he needed something. I was free. Now 15 years have passed, and I have never regretted my decision. Not once, not even for a moment. He is alive. I know this because mutual friends have told me. He is fine. He got a kidney from someone else. He rebuilt his life without me, and he is okay, and I am okay, better than okay. I am alive in a way I had not been in decades. Some of you are thinking I am cruel, that I am a monster, that I have abandoned my child, but that is not true. What I did was protect myself, and that is not cruelty. That is survival. A toxic adult child will drain you dry if you let them. They will take everything, your money, your time, your energy, your peace, and they will leave you with nothing, and then they will die or they will move on to someone else, and you will be left there broken. Cutting them off is not cruel. It is the only way to save yourself. It is the only way to keep them from destroying you. And here is something else. Sometimes cutting them off is the only thing that makes them change. Not always, but sometimes, when they realize that there are consequences, when they realize that you are serious, they sometimes wake up, and they change. My son did not change, but that is okay, because I did not cut him off hoping he would change. I cut him off to save my own life. I am 87 years old, and I cut off my toxic adult child, and I have 15 years of good health and peace to show for it. If you are in a relationship with a toxic adult child, I need you to hear this. You do not have to maintain contact. You do not owe them your well-being. You do not have to feel guilty. You have the right to cut them off, and doing so might be the most important decision you make. It will be hard. The guilt will be intense, but it will pass. And on the other side of that guilt is freedom and health and peace. If this resonated with you, leave a comment. Tell me about the boundary you need to set, or tell me about the child you had to cut off, because you are not alone, and you are not a monster. You are someone who loves yourself enough to protect yourself. And if you want more about boundaries, about toxic relationships, about protecting yourself in your final years, subscribe, because I have much more to teach. I am tired now, but I am at peace.